folks in the rural areas.
You see, when you talk about even the Tana River or Garissa that you talk about, most of the time it would not be raining there. It would be raining in Masinga. The dam is full and the water spills off. And that water would go downstream and would flood the downstream in Tana River and Garissa, And with that, then we also have to bring in the national conversation that has been there in terms of having over 100 dams that is being constructed to help address that problem. So one asks the question, if the 100 dams that have been promised to the people became a reality, what would that do, number one, in terms of provision of drinking water, provision of water for irrigation, and overall the national water security that is the dream of Kenya as a country?
I think that can happen, and for us to ensure that we are able to limit floods that are there, not necessarily, even in Zoya, sometimes we have floods, is ensure that we increase the dams so that we can arrest the flooding. How do we do that? We need to. Government will not achieve that alone. We will have to do that together with the private sector. And that's why I'm keeping repeating that it is time that county governments should allow their water service providers to provide water with a cost recovery tariff. So that water service provider is accountable to a county government and is able to get subsidies that are going to address certain issues. The national government is responsible for development of those mega infrastructure. And just I said, like it has happened in the Rironi Summit Road, it can happen in the water sector. We need to get professionalism into it. We need to ensure that the two levels of government, the county and the national government, are speaking.
The reason why I bring that up is because as we talk about Rironi Summit, which is a project that we see is ongoing, we welcome it. But we equally can't go far away from the fact that there was a dam that was to be constructed, the Kimorer Aror. There is the Toke Dam that is not complete despite the promises. And one looks at as if the water sector is not being given the attention it deserves, because the other projects you're mentioning have come after the fact, So how, from where you sit, is the water sector being given the attention it deserves? Why? Because it is the water, if there is proper development of mega infrastructure that would feed into food security, into elimination of cholera diseases that are waterborne diseases. But is water sector being looked at as a critical component that would address food security and health in the country?
Water sustains life. There's a saying that goes, very many people have lived in this world without love, but none has ever lived without water. None, and you haven't heard of none. And that's why we're here, to ensure that we bring these sentiments to the policymakers so that this can be addressed. In our WASPA, in our water association, we are advocating for example, a reduction of power tariffs that are used to pump water. Because in most of our counties, I think we are using a lot of power in getting water into homes. If EPRA is able to give a subsidy to streetlights to about 10 shillings or 9 point something per kilowatt hour, why not water? Which is more important than light, because you can substitute light, because you can even use candle in your house, but I don't know what is the substitute for water. So I think this is something that we should take not only make it emotional within our stakeholders, so that we are able to get their